My brother came to his first Purdue football game in 2 years yesterday afternoon. He summed it up best. Feels like nothing's changed. We're sponsored by martinvintage.com. Enter Boiled at checkout. You get 20% off. This is the Quickcast, part of the Handsome Hour Podcast Network. I'm Boiler Dowd. Mom, thanks for watching. Well, if you were there, you know it was dreary, it was dark, it was depressing. And the weather was also bad. Purdue played awful. Purdue played football like they did during the Hazel and part of the Hope era. This was not the Purdue football team that I thought I'd see yesterday. Purdue was outcoached. Purdue was out-hustled. Purdue was out-cared. That's a big... There are a lot of things that shocked me on yesterday. But the biggest thing was just how they were really dominating on all sides. The offensive line looked good. They created space. DJ Knox looked quite good. He took advantage of that space. He's so good in traffic. He's so good at keeping his choppy steps close so he can make quick directions. And he was made for that day yesterday. He had a career high in rushing, like 157 yards. But I think he should have even gotten the ball more. I think Jeff Brom's pride in the passing game kind of kept him away from the big picture, which is Purdue could run on these guys all day, and he could run between the tackles. Purdue decided to go outside time and time again. Purdue got a little cute a couple times, and it ended up burning them. Purdue fumbled the ball 5 times. 2 of those were lost. Conversely, EMU fumbled the ball once. Eastern Michigan looked like they had been practicing in rainy, wet conditions all week. Purdue looked like they were terrified of the rainy and wet conditions. Purdue looked like a team that I didn't think they could look like anymore. I actually didn't think they would have it in them to come in and play a game like that. Eastern Michigan wanted the game more. Eastern Michigan showed they wanted the game more, and then they went and got it. Purdue's defense had a chance to win the game. Purdue's offense had a chance to win the game. Neither one could do it. And that reminds me of the bad old days of the Hazel and Hope eras, when it's not just one department losing the game, it's everybody losing the game. Purdue's coaches were outcoached. Purdue's defense was outplayed. Purdue's offense was outplayed. Purdue dominated, really, if you look at the yardage, especially in running the ball. They dominated Eastern Michigan in that compartment. But every time they would get down close and get a short field, especially in the first half, they would either stall out or make a big mistake. We saw fumbles, we saw drop balls, we saw poor play, overall poor play. So it's an interesting place for Jeff Brom, because this is the type of game that you can lose the team. I'm not saying lose it forever. I'm saying lose it for this season. He could really lose the cohesiveness of this team because it looks like now his plan doesn't work. Is it a fork in the road where they figure things out? They're forced to figure things out? Is it a place where they say, let's look to the future? It's time to play younger guys. I mean, look at the stat sheet. Look at the box score. Outside of Marcus Bailey and Antonio Blackman, on the defensive side of the ball, it was sophomores doing their thing. And there are juniors out there. There are juniors and seniors out there. Not a lot of them, but they're on the roster, and they were silent. This game had a lot of bad in it. Eastern Michigan is not a great team. Turns out Northwestern might not be a very good team either, as they got hammered by Duke yesterday. This was a clear step back, and this is a tough one to swallow for everybody involved. Whether you're a Purdue football fan or a ticket holder, somebody with high expectations or higher than what we saw, or you're just guys on the staff and players, this was a tough one to swallow. The question is now, how does this affect recruiting? Can this class that's in the top 25 be shored up in spite of this effort? Or are we in for not only a bad run, but a detriment to the program? My older brother always says, bad teams, bad programs stay young. Purdue's going to stay young if they keep playing that way, because it's disheartening to everybody around. They got to figure some things out. I'm Boiler Dowd. Have a great day. BS all the time.